It's 6:05.
Thank you for calling Congressman Frank Pallone's New Brunswick District Office. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, excluding federal holidays. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For Jamie Harris, please dial 302. For Alex Maldonado, please dial 304. For J.L. Davis, please dial 305. To repeat this message, please press 9. Thank you.
So if you're calling for the first time, what is your party's extension? They don't understand how that is intimidating to hear that, and how someone calling might feel embarrassed to say, this is my party's extension, this random name. It doesn't say, you can leave it for anybody.
Alex Maldonado. I'm either on the phone or away from my desk. Please leave a message and I will return your call. Thank you.
Hi Alex, this is Eric Antisel. My phone number is 908-9421. I tried to talk to the DC office. I spoke with two different people. I spoke with Jason, the intern, and Jake, the paid staffer. I was not able to report what I believe may be a fireable offense that you have committed, and I'd like you to call me back and just tell me to whom do I report something that a staff member who works for Frank Pallone did to cause an investigation. You can conceive of a situation where a staff member does something that Congressman Frank Pallone would like to be reported so his office can investigate it. So I'm asking you, please, to call me back, or you can send me an email and give me the email address. My email address is @gmail.com. So if you're working tomorrow, I would really appreciate this simple thing that you can do. Just let me know, to whom do I report something that a staff member did that I want to be investigated, or at least to indicate to them that there's something I believe should be investigated. Thank you very much. You have your copy of this recording, and so do I. I hope to hear from you tomorrow. It's the right thing to do. So I had been complaining about this in Frank Pallone's office. I called his DC office. I don't understand why this person has been representing the 6th District for however many years, and this voicemail has been, this interface has been set up, and the person who recorded it is Alex Maldonado. You could tell that it's the same person's voice who does the intro saying, if you know your party's extension, and her extension is 304. And I spoke with her today, and I asked her, when you were recording that initial interface, you didn't notice anything wrong with this. And she said, well, that's just what the office told me to do. The office ordered, that was what I was supposed to do. They told me to do that. And I said, well, who in the office told you to do that? And she said, well, I'm not going to tell you that. And I told her, well, the person who told you to do that should be fired, because if that person does not understand that interface is unbecoming of an office of an elected representative in the United States government, that person needs to be fired and replaced. And I told her, you should be fired and replaced because you received an order that you should have been able to use your intellect and your moral agency to push back and say no. So I reported this 2 weeks ago, and it has not been changed at the office. So whoever, I guess the chief of staff, someone told me the chief of staff would handle that issue. I can't get in touch with the chief of staff. I can't even get his email address. So did he actually receive this and choose not to direct them to redo the voicemail machine? And if he didn't, he should be fired. And whoever he told who didn't execute his directive should be fired. And Alex Maldonado should be fired, because today she's still defending it. She's still, maybe she doesn't agree with me, but I was asking her, do you understand why I find this so offensive and so unacceptable? So this is just one of the things that I see happening, and I want to tell you about, because you can do something about it. I do not want to be a candidate. Okay, it's 2:16 p.m. on March 2nd, 2022. Have not received a phone call or an email from Alex Maldonado, who works at Frank Pallone's New Brunswick office, about whom to speak with to report something I believe should be investigated and may be cause for Alex Maldonado's termination. So she hasn't called me back.
Congressman Frank Pallone's office.
Hello, I'm wondering whom I may speak with to report something I believe should be investigated and may be cause for a person's termination who works at the office.
Okay, how can I help you?
Yes, I'm just wondering whom I may speak with to report this.
Okay, what is it regarding?
Are you that person?
So I'm one of Frank Pallone's staffers.
So you're the person that will forward this to Frank Pallone?
Yes, how can I help you?
Okay, what is your name?
I'm sorry?
What is your name?
My name is Jamie.
Jamie? Could I actually email it to you? Because unless you have speech-to-text technology, I want to make sure that my report is accurately forwarded.
Okay, but what is this regarding?
Well, I'd rather not have you paraphrase it. I'd like to report her something that she did that should be investigated by the office.
Okay, and
So,
what's your name?
S as in Sam, E, L as in Lincoln, L as in Lincoln.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Yes.
So unfortunately I can't give my email out, but I will relay the message to the staff, okay?
Which staff?
My staff.
So, I don't understand. So there's no one I can speak with or submit in writing something that I think should be investigated at the New Brunswick office?
Right now, no. So I can speak with my staff and pass the message along, okay?
Well, so she's on the staff, so I'm just a little concerned that it's a conflict of interest, that if I'm saying that someone on the staff should be investigated, that I'm not going to be, receive a follow-up.
Okay, well I'm going to speak with my staff, okay? And I'll forward the message.
Well, do you understand my concern that I will not hear back about this because there's a conflict of interest in the staff? So I'm asking, how do I report this? And I don't want to have to wait a few days. I want to be able to tell Frank Pallone about it now.
Okay, well unfortunately he's unavailable, so I can pass the message along, okay, sir?
What message are you passing along?
Exactly what you told me, okay? I will
So
speak with my office.
you're not going to prioritize it because, the way that you might if I was able to tell you over the phone what it is. But I'm just concerned that if I tell you over the phone that you're not going to accurately convey the message. So, do you have speech-to-text technology? If I can't email it to you, maybe I could just give you word for word. I'll write it and then I'll call you back and then I'll speak it to you over the phone if you don't want to give me your email address.
Okay, well you've called here before, so I can speak with my office about this, okay?
You
Right
don't
now,
know.
it's not
Yes,
clear
I've
anything
called.
we can do further.
Okay, I've called before. You're right. You're correct. But do you have any information about what my earlier calls to the office were? I mean, what is the point of bringing up that I've called the office before?
Sir, I'm gonna have to give you a call later because I have things to do.
So will you call me today?
I'm calling because it has come to my attention that you have been harassing some of our staff members. And I'm calling to ask you to please stop. Our office is here to serve constituents. You might not like the answer you get, and that's up to you whether you support the congressman for re-election, but you do not have the right to harass our staff.
I'm just waiting for a phone call from them, or an email from them, and
They have answered your questions.
no, they have not. I'm waiting. They have not answered my question. I'm waiting
What is your
for.
question,
I'm waiting for a contact number or a contact email of someone that I can report something that happened in the New Brunswick office. So I've received your message. I've received your message, and I'm notifying you that I have not received what the office told me they were going to give me. So you're telling me that they're not going to give me this information?
Sir, I am the supervisor for the New Jersey offices. If you have something to report, you can report it to me right now.
I would like to do it in writing, please. What is your email address? Okay, Matthew.
K-I-O.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
No, sir. Wait. I'm not done. You still there?
I'm still here, but I'm about to hang up the phone.
I am. This is going to be a warning to you. I will read your email when I get it, and I will take action if I need to. But you are not to call the office anymore.
Do I have the right to...
Message received? Tell me.
Do I have the right to email the congressman through house.gov, pallone.house.gov?
Email. We will respond if there is something to respond to. If you have a policy question, if you have an issue with a federal agency.
Okay, you just said you will respond.
But you do not call the office anymore. You
But-
lost that privilege.
But you've just told me that if I send an email through pallone.house.gov and there is something to respond to, those are your words, then you will respond. That's what you said?
We do our best to respond to all our constituents.
Okay, so you want to amend what you just told me, that if I send an email through pallone.house.gov, that you may or may not respond, even if there is
Well,
something
it
to
depends
respond
on
to.
what it depends on what your questions are.
And whether or not you want to answer them publicly,
What's that?
and whether or not the office of Frank Pallone chooses to answer those questions.
So far, your questions, first of all, you had mentioned some questions on opioids. The congressman addressed that in a public forum on Facebook.
I pointed out that he did not.
You.
I pointed out that he did not. I posted those questions publicly on it. Excuse me.
You didn't like the answer?
No.
It wasn't addressed.
It's not that I didn't like the answer. It's that he did not answer the question that I posted and remains on his Facebook page in the comment section of his Facebook Lives. And you can review my questions and review the Facebook Live he put out on December 31st. And you will see that he did not answer my question about supervised injection sites for people who use heroin. He chose to answer a question about AIDS transmission through dirty needles, and he began to speak about his needle exchange program. So, I'm going to hang up the phone now. Thank you very much.